Here we are again. Here we are again. Episode 22 of the ICT Mastery Mentorship. In this episode, we're going over time frame versatility, okay? Now, we went over time frames before and the core basics curriculum, but in this episode specifically, I'm going to be teaching you something that a lot of people don't really teach you. It's using the lower time frames to predict the higher time frames. I know that sounds crazy. It does sound crazy, using the 15-minute to predict a 4-hour move. I know it sounds insane, but you can do it because I've done it over 200 times in my trading career, and it's a skill that once you learn it, it's like how the hell did you just do that? That's the type of skill it is. It's like what? Like how did you just do that? Like I didn't even see that coming. That's the type of skill you're about to learn. So it's nothing hard. It's just a passive mindset of basically how to use the time frames, how to put the confluences together. It's mainly knowing how to put the confluences together and you know actually being able to put them together and get some context out of each of them to where you can get a bias or a narrative to really say, oh, the market's going this way. Oh, the market's going that way. You have to be able to understand the confluences and put them together efficiently and effectively and actually know what they are and know how to use them in order to do it, effectively. But for example, here on Euro, this is perfect to do on Euro because Euro is currently trying to shift higher. But for example, on the daily, it doesn't really look like we're trying to shift higher because it's not purging any highs or any of that. It purged these two highs, but this primary high right here, it didn't come up there yet. And actually, I want to try that new tool that they have. Yeah, the demonstration tool. I like that. Hey, look at that. I can draw too. Oh yeah, that's cool. Oh, and then it vanishes. Yeah, I like this tool. This is great. I like this. I like this already. Okay, but as we see here on Euro, right? If I jump onto the weekly, we can clearly see that prices, it's dropping. It's going lower. Okay, but if we look further, right here, right, we can see that price is shifting. It looks like it's shifting. It looks like it's shifting because as you can see, we came below this low. We had this swing high here, came up, broke it, created a market structure shift. Now we have an order block here, and then we had this little move here coming down into this rejection block. So it looks like it's shifting, but is it shifting? How do we know that? Because these are higher time frames. Like, well, the higher time frames do whatever it says, right? True, that's most of the time. But sometimes the higher time frames don't cooperate. That's why you have to use the lower time frames to see if it's true that this is going to happen or if something's going to happen before, the higher time frames will do something. There's either two things it can do, maybe three. Okay. The first thing is the lower time frames could do something for the higher time frames. Second, the higher time frame simply is not going to do what it seems. Or third, it just needs a little more extra confirmation. That's all. And you use the lower time frames to go see that for yourself. But in this situation, we need more confirmation. We need to see if price is really going to go any higher from this point. So we're going to drop down to maybe I guess you could say daily. Okay. The narrative is bullish for right now, but we're gonna confirm it. We're gonna really see if this is true or not. So here we are on the daily, and if you want to really look at this price action, we had some consolidation here. We dropped, taking out this low, these equal lows here, purging another low right there, coming back up and shifting higher. Okay, shifting higher at this high here. We have a order block that was resting here. Price came up, tapped the order block, almost had a immediate rebalance, but you don't know what that is yet, so don't even worry about it. So we came up, breaking this candle's high, creating an order block. You already know this is the order block here because these are the last two consecutive down close candles. Before price goes higher, breaks the high, comes down into the order block, and this is kaboosh and goes higher. See that? Yeah, pretty cool. Then we take out this high, creating a market structure shift, indicating that price wants to go higher. Okay. Then we come back down into a discount of this range. Look at that. What do we come down into? This week. Remember I told you about the weeks? Price will, tend to revisit wicks sometimes and does do it. I think so. It sure did. It came to that. Matter of fact, it gapped down into that wick. It didn't even go to it. If you look, it gapped down. There was no, yeah, it literally gapped down. There was no like, there was a void of orders here, void of price action. No, it just gapped down into it. Okay, there was no like it went to it like we saw a bunch of candles go up like this. No, it teleported. If you want me to put it like that, literally teleported. Okay, whenever you see a gap or something like that, to where it's literally just a gap, like there's nothing there, it's basically teleportation. The market can have teleportation every once in a while whenever it opens on the weekly, like on Sunday for the week, or even on the day. Whenever it opens for a new day, it can also teleport. Okay, we don't have you if you don't we can. I think that's our new slang, teleportation. We don't have to call it gaps anymore. We call it teleportation. I think that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start imbuing that slang into you guys. But anyways, go back into it. Okay, we have that gap down there into that I know what this is. I'm not gonna tell you, but this wick here, this I'm gonna call it as wick. It's a confluence. Don't worry about it too much yet. Price begins to head higher. Then we hit this wick here, and then this mitigation block I taught you before, but don't worry about it too much. And then we use that to retrace lower into this dealing range here. There we go. We use to retrace lower into this dealing range, going into a discount. And then if we go on the 4-hour, we can see that we came to this order block here. See that? Yep. Came into that order block, and then we also came into this wick here also. We came close to purging this low. We didn't really do so. And then if you want to, include optimal trade entry, we did come into optimal trade entry levels also. So just going back to regular P&D or premium and discount ranges, we came into a discount. Simple. We had a market structure shift on the 4-hour. So just so far, do you think that price is gonna go higher? I haven't even like gotten into the details yet of like really looking at every single increment of price action. Okay, there's really not a lot of price action from you know that order block touch on the daily. It's not really a lot. It's not really a lot of price action. It's like over just a month of price action. It looks like a lot if we go to like the 30-minute or something, but on the daily, this ain't nothing. This almost ain't nothing. But do you think personally that the price is gonna go higher? I mean, I personally think the price is gonna go higher from here. We can probably set a prediction all the way to chapter 4 to see if price is really gonna splurge higher. But what do you think? Just you don't have to you type it in the comments or anything. Just like in your head or say it out loud. Do you think price is gonna go higher? Do you think it's gonna go lower? Or do you might see something different from me? But at the end of the video, we're gonna set a prediction, maybe to I don't know, chapter 3 when we revisit this pair and we revisit the prediction. Um, we can go over it. Like you guys remember in chapter 1 when we set that prediction on euro. Well, let's go over. Let's see what happened. And price is either gonna go higher or it's gonna go lower. That's why we're here to confirm it. But I'm teaching you how to confirm it. Okay, so we're setting a prediction for the future, like we're literally doing it, and then I'm teaching you how to do it. Okay, I'm teaching you how to do it. But going to the what was I on the 4-hour? I think with the P&D. Yes, I was on the 4-hour. All right, so let's zoom in here. And then after we came into a discount, we had some more teleportation. We shifted back higher, came lower, created this order block here. If we zoom in, price did come into that order block because it came higher. Next candle came in, came lower. That could have been your entry. And then kaboom. There you go. See that? Pretty cool, isn't it? Yep. Very, 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 very cool. Very, very, very cool. Then we have one. I think this is some economic event. No, this is at 5 a.m. That is no economic event. But price came down into this fair value gap here. That could have been an entry, or that could have been, to add on to your positions and push price higher. And did it go higher? Sure did. It sure did. And then you got these 2 points of liquidity resting up here inside of this dealing range here. You got this high here and this high here. Price takes out both of them, and then we go shooting past it. Ain't that just beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. Like seriously. Then want to look at something else too. Order block. See that? Coming to that order block. I think so, do we? Well, obviously, yeah, because we came down. Look at push higher again. We also come into this wick here. But at the same time, it kind of runs through the fair value gap. I mean, not fair value gap, but it runs through the order block because you see how wicks below that low. So really, it just calls a liquidity purge, and this order block doesn't really exist anymore because it ran through it. I don't have to say anything else, but it ran through the order block. Okay, but we did come back down and reach a miniature discount before heading higher again. But this is we're in it right now. We're in the bullishness that we're trying to predict. We're in the bullishness. So we don't know if price is gonna go and shoot through the screen. We don't know what it's gonna do. We gotta wait. We think it's gonna do that. I like that drawing tool so much. That is so cool. Look at that. Hey, this scribble scrabble. But okay, going back into it, we could expect price to do that. We could expect price from here to go down lower, and then go and then just completely shoots higher. Okay, it doesn't look like it's gonna do that yet because we're in it. Whenever you see a trend begin, and when you're first in it, it's like I don't know about this one. That's how it is. Period. That's just how it is. Period. But looking through all the confluences we just looked at, it looks like it wants to go higher. And there was also, I think there was a monthly. Yep, there it is. There was a monthly fair value gap that price was in. Right, right there. And I knew it wasn't tripping because I thought I saw this earlier, but I didn't mark it out. But price is in a monthly fair value gap also. So that's also another huge confluence. Okay. Then if you look, price is respecting this fair value gap majorly. Like, look, tap, come back up. Came into it, didn't really come into it at all. We came into it, oh, closing an indecision. It's really respecting this fair value gap hard. So just from looking at all the confluences we just looked at, going from just the weekly to the 4 hour. I didn't even go to the hour yet. I'm probably not even going to go there. But we can set a prediction. I'll say, I mean, this is like a long-term trend or an intermediate-term trend. So back in chapter 3, I guess you could say the first episode of chapter 3 or first episode of chapter 4, we're going to come back and we're going to look at this, okay? Starting from, what is this, Friday, February 24th? Keep that date in mind, okay? I'm going to write that on the screen. Remember, what is the date again? Remember February. Oh God, I can't spell. Just remember Feb 21. Uh, what year is it? Oh God, why do I keep holding shift? 2025 Friday. Remember that because we're going to come back to it. Because remember, we just said a prediction. Hope you know that. We just said a prediction for euro dollar to go higher. All of us. If you're watching this video, we just did it together. So February 21st, 2025. Whenever we come back to this, we're going to be coming back to that date here. That's the date we're going to be. I guess you could say back testing to or heading back to. Anyways, hope I gave you a good explanation, good teaching here. Hope you learned a lot from this video. And I think I'll be ending this one here. And remember that date. Remember it, okay? But I'll be in this here. Peace.